the rescue of a stranded beluga whale. The icy Arctic wind howled across the barren landscape, carrying the faint cries of a stranded beluga whale. Its sleek, white body, typically a shining beacon of life in the Arctic waters, was marred by clusters of barnacles. The whale lay near the shoreline, partially entangled in a small patch of ice, its movements slow and laboured. The barnacles, rough and dark, clung stubbornly to its sensitive skin, creating an agonising barrier to its freedom. Barnacles are not usually a direct threat to whales, but when they accumulate excessively, they weigh down the animal, causing skin irritation, discomfort, and, in extreme cases, interfering with their ability to swim efficiently. For a creature as agile and social as the beluga, this was a life-threatening situation. The Arctic silence was broken by the sound of crunching snow as a lone figure approached. A local fisherman, bundled in thick layers, spotted the beluga from a distance as he walked along the frozen coastline. He froze for a moment, unsure of what he was seeing. As he drew closer, his heart sank. The whale's body was covered in barnacles, its skin raw and inflamed in patches, and its melodic cries, what belugas are famously known for, were faint and strained. Belugas, often called the canaries of the sea, are highly social animals. They live in pods, communicate with a wide range of clicks, whistles and chirps, and rely heavily on their pod for protection and navigation. Seeing one stranded and alone was an unusual and distressing sight. Soon, the distant hum of engines broke the Arctic stillness. A rescue team in bright orange gear arrived on snowmobiles, towing sleds filled with equipment. They moved quickly but with precision, assessing the whale's condition while preparing their tools. One rescuer knelt beside the beluga, gently stroking its side to reassure it while others began setting up straps and lifting equipment. Barnacles can be a serious issue for belugas, one of the rescuers explained. These growths can slow them down and even cause skin infections. In their natural environment, they're fast swimmers and rarely stay still long enough for barnacles to attach like this. But when a beluga is sick, injured or stranded, the problem escalates. The rescuers worked carefully, using specialised scrapers to remove the barnacles without further damaging the whale's sensitive skin. The process was tedious. Barnacles anchor themselves deeply, and each one had to be removed individually. As the team worked, they kept the whale hydrated by pouring water over its exposed skin to prevent it from drying out in the cold air. While the team removed the barnacles, one rescuer spoke about the unique traits of belugas. These whales are amazing creatures. Did you know they can turn their heads? Most whales can't because their neck vertebrae are fused, but belugas have flexible necks, which help them navigate icy waters. Another chimed in. And their white colour. It's perfect for blending in with the Arctic ice, helping them avoid predators like orcas. Piece by piece, the barnacles came off, revealing smooth white skin underneath. The whale's movements grew livelier, its vocalizations becoming louder and clearer. It was as if the beluga could sense that freedom was near. One rescuer smiled and said, "It's talking to us. That's a good sign. It means it's regaining strength." Finally, with the barnacles removed and the whale's condition stabilized, the team secured it onto a sled attached to one of the snowmobiles. Carefully, they transported the beluga to the shore, where a small, inflatable boat awaited to take it back to open water. The team worked seamlessly, their experience and training evident in every movement. As the boat moved away from the shore, carrying the beluga towards safety, the whale lifted its head slightly, letting out a series of clear, melodic calls that echoed across the ice. The rescuers paused to listen, smiling at the sound. "It's saying thank you," one of them joked, but deep down they all felt the connection. The fisherman watched from the shoreline, his breath visible in the cold air. He felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing he had played a part in saving this incredible creature. For him, it was a reminder of the fragile balance of life in the Arctic and the importance of every individual's role in preserving it. As the boat disappeared into the horizon, the Arctic silence returned, but this time it felt less like isolation and more like the quiet satisfaction of a life saved. The beluga would return to its pod, swim through the icy waters it called home, and perhaps inspire others to act when they encounter a creature in need. I've added some other videos on the screen that you may enjoy watching about other Arctic wildlife and/or domestic animals. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Critter Safari so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. Thanks again.